Okay, almost forgot to go over the last page. Here's the last page. We've got the Voronoi diagram. It's missing an edge, and they want you to give the equation of the missing edge, and they've said to put it in this form right here. So as we mentioned before, this is called standard form. So we're going to put our equation in standard form. So the first thing we're going to do, so our missing edge is between C and B. So the very first thing I did was I found the midpoint. So the coordinates of C is 1, -5. The coordinates of B is 3, 3. So using the midpoint formula, average of the x values divided by 2, average of the y values divided by 2, this midpoint is 2, -1. So over 2, -1. There's my midpoint. Okay, now I need to figure out the slope. Change in the y, so 3 minus -5 over change of the x, 3 minus 1. So I end up with a slope of 8 over 4, which is a slope of 4. So my perpendicular slope is going to be the opposite sign in the reciprocal, so -1/4. So from this point I go down 1 over 4, and then we get the line, and this line is perpendicular to the line between B and C. Okay? So now that I've got a slope of -1/4, and I've got the midpoint of 2, -3, I put it into point slope form. There's my slope, x value of 2, y value of -1, and now we can simplify it to put it into standard form. So distributive property with the 1/4, and minus -1, that's going to be +1, right? And then let's multiply both sides of the equation by 4, so we have integers. So now I have 4y plus 4 minus x plus 2, because we multiply both sides of the equation by 4. And then last step, we bring the x to the other side, change the sign. We subtract 2 on both sides, so this becomes 2. And then there's nothing on the right side, so it's equal to 0. Okay, same process. The missing side edge is between A and C. So in order to figure out that line, we found the midpoint, which is over 2 up 1. So this midpoint is -1, 3. And you can see the slope over 2 up 1 over 2 up 1. So I've got a slope of 1/2. So the perpendicular slope is going to be opposite sign and reciprocal, so the slope of -2. Plug a -2 in there, put in the point 3 in for the y, -1 in for the x, distributive property with the 2, add add 3 on both sides. That was funny. Okay, we're going to add 3 on both sides, so then we get -2 plus 3 gives me negative. Something wrong here? Okay, then we add 3 on both sides, so we get +1. So, and then this should be negative, not positive. Okay, all right. And last questions here. So find the coordinates of the missing site. Okay, so there was a line drawn here, and no point was here. So from the picture here, I saw, okay, I went over 2 up 1, so I just did the same thing, over 2 down 1, and then I drew the new point. And you can see it's an equal distance from the pink line as this from there to there. And if I look here, the missing point is in the middle, so I could see from C it was up 1 over 1, So this new point is going to be up 1 over 1. And you could see that's the same distance from there to there. Okay, and then on this one here, the missing sight point is between this boundary edge and D. So, and another thing that was harder to figure out from there, but I could look at this boundary edge, and that was an easier way to figure out because I know the distance between here and there was 2, so the distance between there and there is also going to be 2. So I used point A to help me figure out the missing boundary edge. I could have used this one here from there to there, but that's kind of, once again, that was a little harder. Oh, you could have done that way. So up 1 over 3, up 1 over 3, so that's an equal distance from B. Okay, there we go.